we should definitely start.
Let's go ahead and do that now. No, don't be soft now. Make sure you're not soft. Don't give us soft.
Janet Jackson.
Or like late 90s Mariah. Is it late 90s when she got that whispering?
I was about to do that. I can't do it. I can't get it. I can't do that.
Don't do that to yourself.
I'm going to hurt my throat. You ready?
I'm ready. Come on,
All
come
right,
on here.
hush. This is Brunch, Blaze, and Babble,
Where we eat, elevate, and talk about
media trends from the past,
the present,
and the future.
from a Black perspective.
I'm your host, Roger Turner.
And I'm your host, Alexis Bertrand.
So sit back
Spark up,
and let's get into it. Hey, Alexis.
Hey, Roger, baby.
How you doing?
Baby, I'm doing so good today. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you, too. I haven't seen you in a minute.
I know. It's been like 2 weeks, but it's been forever, though.
It feels like forever.
I don't like that. And can I just take a second to say,
Yeah.
happy anniversary? Can we say that?
Happy anniversary. Oh, so we did not mention, but Brunch, Blaze, and Babble is a year old.
It's a year old, y'all.
So it's our anniversary. We've been doing.
No, I'm stop. Okay.
No, hit it.
Today it's our anniversary.
You gotta whisper it.
Anniversary.
And we hadn't mentioned it on the pod. I think we did it a bunch of times on Instagram and on all of our socials.
We did not mention it.
But we are Be Free Award winners.
Yes, we are Be Free Award winners.
So we are the Be Free Award Community Voice Podcast Award winners.
Yes, we are. That was so awesome.
So how was your brunch?
My brunch was so good. I'm still doing my fruit salad sensations. It's been really, really great. So my granola, the whole nine. And this time I wanted some, I've been trying to get into like sunny side up. I don't know. I just was trying to some sunny side up eggs. I have never really gotten into them, but I tried it. Had a little bit of biscuit with it. It was not bad. I just trying something different. But yeah, that was my brunch. Keep it simple. What you doing?
I had my usual. I had my veggie smoothie with all my vegetables in a little magic bullet, which somebody wrote in, and like one of our listeners was like, yeah, a bullet is a vibrator. And I was like, oh.
Child, no, wait a minute.
No, they were like, no, you mean a magic bullet.
Thank you.
A bullet is a vibrator.
Thank
and I was
you.
like, oh, okay.
We are not making smoothies with vibrators, y'all.
So,
could you imagine?
No, I don't want to. Gross.
Like, well, it be sterilized.
I know.
Okay, stop.
I know. You do it too much.
I'm doing the
most. As soon
most.
as you said sterilized,
I know.
out.
I backed up.
So I used my magic bullet to make a veggie smoothie, and I had my 3-bean salad. So how high are you?
As hell.
Oh, yeah. Well, I couldn't get my words together, so I'm kind of high.
Okay.
So, but what scale of 1 to 10?
I'm trying to get the number. Maybe 7.7. 7.7 sounds
7.7 sounds so goddamn specific that you are really high.
It sounds good though.
I think I'm a 7.
Oh, but you can be specific on your 7, but I can't be specific on my
7.7 is different from just a 7 from a scale. You know what? Get on and tell the people what we.
Okay, so here's what we're talking about, y'all. So, well, you know what? This topic, which we're really excited to talk about, is coming from a not so happy space and place. So, even over just the last, can we say 18 months, 6 months, whatever, we've seen a lot of attacks on DEI policies and inclusion practices from our schools to our media to our films. And we know, I think we talked about this before, Roger, how the dismantling of DEI policies is steeped in a lot of anti-Blackness.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And anti-other.
Anti-other, which, right, I'm getting to. So we notice as, we're getting ready for the summer, we feeling good. Pride Month is coming up. And, well, because we Queer 365, we are always looking for the best and most beautiful queer content that's out here, specifically in the case of this conversation, queer films. And we know there's been a huge decline in the green lighting of queer films. And if there's a decline in queer films, that means there's definitely a decline in queer people of color films, queer Black films, queer Hispanic, Latino, Asian films. And that's sad. So to kind of help rectify that, Roger and I are putting together a series to kind of help y'all with your queer content. We're calling this the Queer Story Survival Kit. Now, this particular episode is centered around gay love, men on men. So to kind of put the whole title together, it's the Queer Story Survival Kit, Men on Film edition.
And let me just say that for the rest of Pride Month, you and I have been talking about creating a Queer Story Survival Kit series.
Yes.
So we will continue on with this series. So my lesbian, trans, non-binary.
We got you.
Even just queer.
Intersex. I found a couple of intersex pieces.
Listen,
I'm about to drill down into that
We
too.
are looking for your content, and we're going to give you guys your own episodes, and we're going to try to put all of those things together.
Yeah.
But
and I think it also makes sense to say, for people who might be new to us, that even though we identify a certain way, we really do like to uplift and champion particularly identities that are not our own. And so you'll hear a lot of us. So it's not just okay, well, of course, they're just going to talk about gay films and all of that. Yes, that is true. And right, we are very much an podcast, right? You're going to hear about, we're going to come at you with some really good and thoughtful lesbian content that we find, and like you said, non-binary, intersex, all of it. It's just there's still fruit in the basket, even though we know it's not in abundance.
And I just want us to pull all of our things closer, because whether we choose to believe it or not, there is a cultural movement to take our country, our cultural society, America back.
Yeah, agreed.
80 years.
Mm-hmm. At least.
It's a movement to try to take us back at least 80 years right now.
So, and we know that with the erasure that would cause the queer community.
Right.
Before, not that anybody else wouldn't be erased, we just know what would happen almost immediately.
Yeah, and to think about how queer people of color are growing up with such amazing content, our ages. I couldn't imagine being in high school and even having the concept or being able to see the concept of a young teenage boy being out and going to prom with his boyfriend.
Happy.
And it not be a trauma story.
All of it was trauma for us.
And all of it was trauma for us. Every queer story that we ever watched.
Was that My So-Called Life? That might have been the first one we had with Cruz. Wilson Cruz. Right? But it was so traumatic. But because we had a gay character, we ate it up.
Right. But we ate it up. But it took us so many years to get to a point where young people can see a vast array of different queer stories. Yeah. And in order to prepare us for that time when those things are going to be fewer and farther in between, and even to help future generations, we need to start stockpiling and pulling these materials closer and know what they are. If you can't get a little DVD, go get your DVDs.
Because, it still comes down to business, right? Because the more views these movies get, the more streams they get.
True.
The more it's we'll just keep it on here because clearly our viewers are watching these films. So we also need to do the work.
We need to do the work to help promote some of those things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You ready to get into it?
Yeah, we get into it.
Okay, so now listen, y'all. Raj just got this list. So we're gonna go through these gay films, but you got to tell him about the title of this list. You called this list.
Okay, so a little background about the list. The list is something that I've been pulling together for longer than we've been doing the podcast. This has been.
I felt like you were talking about this when we were just brunching.
Yeah, for years I've been thinking about this because we grew up with Logo TV and
Yes, but you remember when Logo had nothing, two shows on it.
Two shows on it, and one of them was Noah's Ark.
Yeah, and I think the other was
RuPaul's Drag Race. But then then after that, there was Here TV.
Yep.
And then more and more as we got to networks that had lots of queer content and a lot of queer independent films, they were all white filmmakers.
Right.
I just kept seeing every time I wanted to go on TV or in the movies and see a queer love story or a queer romance, it never showed us. It was always, two white men.
Two white men.
Very rarely women, very rarely people of color, very rarely trans.
If there were people or women or if there were women or people of color, their characters I still think were vastly centered around helping those white men, those gay white men.
Yeah.
They were still focused on whatever their plot was.
They were the black best friend.
Yes.
Or the lesbian best friend.
And again, to the point we made earlier, you're like, oh my God, there's a black character on this show. Like, I remember when Will and Grace came out, right? So regardless of how you felt about it at the time, we're like, we got this gay comedy with these two gay white men. And then I remember seeing when they had like Gregory Hines and all these other iconic black people on the show, but they were just friends of it. But we were still like, we get to see gay and at least somebody black on this show. Mm-hmm. Like, I hope people can hear like the desperation in my voice because we were just looking for content. Or if it wasn't this big comedy, this slapstick kind of comedy, it was highly traumatic, like Queer as Folk, which was hugely popular, very much white, but it was trauma. It was just trauma plot lines through the whole thing. So there's an absence of joy, one. There's an absence of queer joy, two. There's this absence of queer black joy, specifically, I'm talking about myself, for me. So what the hell were we watching? We were just getting it any kind of way we could.
So I started compiling this story, and as I started looking for these movies, I came up with a name of my list. Mm-hmm. So my list is gay love films that don't star two white men, parentheses, maybe one, but not two, end parentheses. Okay? This is the names of my list.
So I want to ask, like, did you have to come up with this? Because, like, in part, if we were just to look for...
Because, honey...
You know what I'm about to ask.
I had to, because I could find plenty of... Not plenty, but the few queer love stories that had no white people in it, there was some level of trauma in there to the point where I didn't want to, like,
That's not the story.
It's not something that I want to give a listen, like, have you, like, watch over and over and over again, or I want to watch over and over again.
Yeah, like, see, like, yes, like, I hear exactly what you're saying.
You know
so
what I
it's
mean?
almost like you had to accept, like, in order to find a story of love and joy and happiness, you had to make somewhat of a concession, I would say. See, like, I need people to understand that.
I mean, and it doesn't mean that not all these stories have, like, trauma or complexity in it, like, but the driving force of the story isn't, because you can have two star-crossed lovers that love each other and you follow the journey of their love, but there's conflict throughout.
Yeah, but sometimes you just want to see a movie where two men bump into each other at the mall, but then they go on a date.
It can be a conflict that can raise the stakes without it feeling like trauma-ridden.
Like, yes, like I want the stakes to be like, I'm meeting their parents for the first time. Are they gonna love me? And we love them off them. Like, I want a Hallmark movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I just want to see
some
love.
of them. They range because some of these are Hallmark movies.
Come on.
Some of them are like, two men dealing with like separate like issues.
Okay.
But their relationship is not the trauma.
Okay.
Their relationship is actually like the saving grace.
Oh, okay. So before we get into this, I got one more question.
What?
In the films that you found, let's say they incorporate a person of color, right? At least one. Do you feel like those films dealt with, how many of those films actually dealt with some of the racial identity of it? Because sometimes I feel like we've seen films, and sometimes we just have to deal with that where it's all optics. It's like, okay, here is the couple happens to be interracial, but in the story itself, they never explore any part of that dynamic. And I'm saying that as both of us being in interracial relationships, like we understand that actually plays out. So I'm asking in this list that you've had to compile, how many of those films actually might address those?
Off the top of my head, I can probably tell you as we go through the list more. But off the top of my head, at least two of them like handle the interracial part of the relationship with nuance.
Okay.
All right. So
let's get to the list.
Let's get to the list. All right. So let's start silly. Silly and light. I think we've mentioned, I try not to mention a lot of movies that we've talked about in our gay shit episode. So if you want to hear some of our older stuff, go back
to gay shit.
Go back to our gay shit episode. But Single All the Way. Single All the Way.
I love this film. This is exactly what I was thinking of when I was talking about Hallmark.
Yeah, it's definitely Hallmark. It stars Michael Urie, who is also the star of the series Shrinking, Apple TV Shrinking right now. He's not a star, but he's
on the cast.
In the cast of Shrinking, and Philemon Chambers. And it's about two best friends. They have been best friends forever. They decide to... Michael Urie's character just breaks up with his boyfriend before the holidays and doesn't want to go back home for the holidays single because he doesn't want to seem like a love failure for his family. And so he drafts his best friend to go back to the holidays with
his best friend's the black kid who is hot as hell. That man,
listen, Philemon Chambers is a very handsome man.
Philemon didn't miss.
He's in another series right now. I forgot what it's called. It's one of them Western series.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's in Walker Independence.
Come on, Western.
So the two best friends leave New York, go see Michael Urie's family in the Midwest, and they start to discover their more than friends feelings for each other.
Yeah.
So
I love this film.
It is a cute little Hallmark-y thing that you can watch.
And what's real cute is just how the family, because he was the black character, was a family friend, right? Not to give it away, but how much they loved him from jump.
Yeah, and like how the family split on two sides. They like one part of the family was like trying to get them together. The other part of the family was like, no, they don't like each other. I need to get him somebody else.
Right. But when they all clicked in, It's so Hallmarky. I watch this one every season. I love
Single
it.
All the Way was
Good
cute.
job. I
So
love
if you
that
want a
one.
nice little Christmas love story, that's that.
You love it.
So we go a little more serious. This movie is the most recent of the movies that I have on my list. Just came out in 2024. It's called High Tide.
No, I didn't see this one.
So High Tide, starring Marco Pigossi and James Bland. It is about a undocumented Brazilian immigrant who is looking for purpose in the queer mecca of Providencetown.
This is buck wild. Yes, I was here for it.
Okay, and as the summer season comes to fade, he sparks an intense and unexpected romance with Maurice. Together, the two reconcile the past they've left behind and their uncertain futures. This was a beautiful movie. Is it
all shot in Provincetown?
Yeah.
It's
a
I
heart.
love that.
It pulls at your heartstrings. This is gonna make you cry.
Oh, I need a tearjerker.
This one's a tearjerker. There is some struggle. There's some sadness in there, but then they come back.
There's some longing in there.
There's some longing. This is one of the movies that I was thinking of the two movies that actually deals with the interracial part of their relationship.
Come on.
With some nuance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm looking for. High Tide it is.
High Tide. So by the way, these are not in any specific order. I'm just
okay.
There's no ranking here. I'm just giving you a range of all of these things.
Yeah. It's interesting to see how many I've seen. Okay, I've seen one of the two so far.
Okay, so there's another movie called Front Cover. Front Cover stars Jake Cho and James Chen.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a New York fashion stylist friendship with a rising actor from Beijing blossoms into romance, and the two of them find themselves on a journey of self-discovery.
I think this one. Did I see this one? Because I feel like they were serving looks.
Yeah,
in this film.
Yeah, because Jake Cho plays Ryan, and Ryan is a stylist and a art director for a Vogue-like magazine.
This one was very cute.
Jake has been wanting to have his own cover or have his own
That's
cover
right.
story.
Okay. Yep.
And trying to do this, and he's
not trying to give it away, y'all.
And Jake is not getting the attention that
he wants.
He wants,
or he thinks he deserves
from this very white, staff and magazine that he's with. But this hot rising star actor that comes from Beijing is in America and is about to do a photo shoot. And as the other Asian man, the only Asian man on the staff, they give him the project.
It gave me, you remember Boomerang?
Yes.
It kind of gave me a similar setup. Mm-hmm. Like when it takes this particular personality to handle the new client. But in this case, it's really like, oh, because you Asian. Like it's really basic that way.
Right. It is.
But that's what happens, I think, in these big industries. Like it happens
absolutely.
like that all the time. Yeah, I like this film. This one was good.
Yeah, that was cute. That one is middle of the line. Like it's not too intense, but there is some heaviness in there. Now we going for the drama, honey.
Really? What you got for me?
The drama, honey, is a movie called Monsoon. Have you seen Monsoon?
Child.
Monsoon stars Henry Golding.
This film.
Henry Golding and Parker Sawyers.
Y'all.
Henry Golding, you will know from Crazy Rich Asians. Oh my God.
Patootie.
Another Simple Favor. He is in the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, Assassin Club.
That is right.
He's in a bunch of The Gentleman. He's in a bunch of stuff.
But
Last Christmas. He's in a bunch of things. So if you haven't checked out Henry Golden, he's very, very engaging artist. And then Parker Sawyers, I've only seen him in one other thing, but in the hit series from Starz, P-Valley. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You didn't realize that was him. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I forgot all about P-Valley. You ain't never like...
Yeah, Parker Sawyers also played...
Let me find out.
Yeah, Andre Watkins. He played Andre Watkins.
Watkins.
P-Valley, who was dating Autumn.
That's crazy. Wow, and he shows up in Monsoon. I could not figure this out because this film, I can't even.
So Monsoon is about a man named Kit, a British Vietnamese man, a British man of Vietnamese heritage, returns to Saigon for the first time in 30 years after leaving the country with his parents when he was 6 years old.
This is deep.
At the end of the Vietnam War. So
end of the Vietnam, y'all.
Yeah,
oh, keep going.
6 end of the Vietnam War is the last time he was in Vietnam, and goes back to Saigon just to retrace his roots, and comes across a journalist and I believe expat Lewis. And as he's going through this finding his roots, he meets Lewis, and him and Lewis spark this love affair.
Very cute.
So Monsoon, a lot of the dramas is around, Henry Golden's character, reconciling his history and being ripped from his home.
It was wild, man.
But throughout the heaviness, a lot of the return to relationship or return to strength from the movie was in this relationship.
Yeah, the way it allowed for those of you who are into dramas, I think I'm trying to describe it without, I felt like it was a slow build and a slow burn.
Yeah.
But really well crafted and done. Like you got to see the progression of I don't want to call it therapeutic, but he's literally walking through his own therapy.
Absolutely. He's actually I believe he was actually returning to Saigon to return his parents' ashes.
Yes. That was the plot to get him there.
Yeah.
And it just became this immersive therapy for him. Mm-hmm. At the same time, he's developing a really kind of a deep relationship.
It started out as a grinder hookup.
I mean, yeah, but
it started out as a grinder.
And that was my favorite part. Because hold on, I mean, because I think that played very much real versus I think they met at a coffee shop or some shit.
Right. I think because we give internet or hookup app connections such a bad rap because a lot of people don't go in there for meaningful relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It is about hooking up. It is about sex.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make it frivolous because sometimes people are people. And I know people that have made really deep connections,
all types of connections
from people that they've met on apps,
because they just wasn't looking for it. It doesn't mean they didn't want that. They just wasn't. They weren't looking for that. And we've heard that cliche all the time. Like you love will find you when you least expect it because you're not looking for it. You're just looking to get some.
And I want us to I think this story is one of those stories that help us remind us to not have judgment about how people meet.
Yeah.
People meet the way they meet.
That's what I liked about this.
And that,
and they just walked right, like not past it, but it's like it was just a part of it, and they just kept moving.
One of the other things I pulled from these movies is that having a variety of these movies is delivering a message to queer people that there is no wrong way to meet the love of your life.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, absolutely.
Like there are a variety of different ways that people like find their love. Sometimes it's fairy tale, and sometimes it's, built around some trauma.
But even with like single all the way, like you can find the love of your life, but there is always guaranteed going to be some stuff.
Yeah, there's some stuff.
Which is like every relationship.
And that makes the relationship less fairy tale and more about like journey.
It was really well acted, in my opinion.
Yes, the performances in this film were beautiful. So this next movie is kind of a mix of what
you mean now? Come on.
A mix of like some conflict, but also has a little joy in it. This movie is called Alaska is a Drag, okay?
I don't know this one.
Alaska is a Drag stars Martin L. Washington and Matt Dallas. He had a series called Kyle XY.
Oh, yes. I mean, I like the sci-fi weird shit. Yes, I remember that show. A little bit of it. I watched a little bit of it.
Wyatt Earp's Revenge.
Yep.
He did a few things. But this movie is from 2017. And the movie is about an aspiring drag queen, which is black actor by the name of Martin L. Washington Jr. Aspiring drag superstar is stuck working in a cannery in Alaska. So literally they're working in a factory and they are canning
like tuna and shit.
Yeah, salmon or tuna, something. Right. Okay. And that's what they do all day.
And he want to be a drag queen.
But want to be a drag queen.
Live.
But drag queen, you need money to get this thing. So when a boxing coach sees his potential, he has to face the real reason he is stuck in Alaska, which is money. So he gets this chance. So a couple of... in this cannery, a couple of the guys jump the character Leo, who wants to be a drag queen, and Leo whoops all their asses.
Oh, shit, I might watch it just for that now. Come on now.
Leo whoops all their little behinds, and so he gets...
They trying to jump him because he gay or some
So
shit?
One of the foreman is a boxing coach. I believe it was kickboxing, not just boxing. Is like a kickboxing coach, and sees this fight and says, "You could be a fighter. You can make some money in the ring." And so, because Leo needs this money, goes in the ring. But Leo gets paired with another boxer who also works in the cannery called Declan. And Declan,
now.
who is seemingly straight, they start to develop this.
Oh, we got
love.
trade. Oh, we going trade.
They
in
develop
Alaska.
this love
We doing trade in Alaska with the salmon
and make a
baby.
No, make a plan to escape this small town in Alaska.
Ooh, I'm about to go watch this. This sounds sexy.
Alaska is a Drag is cute. It is cute. It is. There's action. There's intense like romance and drama. There's a lot of push and pull in this relationship.
I'm just gonna ask what everybody want to know. Is some sweat now? Some sweat? A little bit of sweat?
is a lot of sweat, but it's more in the ring than you
I'm
think
fine
it
with
is.
it. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Just a little sweat somewhere.
Okay, so
I'm just saying, ain't nobody watching Creed if it ain't no sweat.
okay.
Okay, I'm just putting it out there. Okay,
all
that's all I'm saying.
All right. So the next movie is a foreign film. It's one. Now you know I don't like subtitles.
You cannot handle a subtitle.
Honey,
they drive you crazy.
Wears me
thin. It just
out.
I know.
Wears me out.
And don't get that man no subtitle.
And my husband is one of those people that's got to the point he can't watch movies without subtitles now. And I was like, I really want you to go.
That's how you know that's love. Is that why you want to do it like on the Insta story? You know you can subtitle it.
Get it out of here. So this next movie is called Norwegian Dream.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, Norwegian Dream.
Okay, so 19-year-old Polish immigrant Robert is working at a fish factory in Norway.
We back in doing fish. We all just fish.
Yes. Well, it's the North. I just went from Alaska to Norway.
That's true. That's true.
So Polish immigrant comes to Norway, works in a factory, and works alongside a Norwegian factory worker who's the son of the factory worker who happens to be black.
Oh, I was like, we in Norway. Where is the chocolate coming in? Okay,
yeah.
imported.
Ivor is black.
Come on, Ivor.
And Ivor, very clearly is like, I'm adopted. When Ivor brings Robert back to the family first time, Robert is like, okay. So he was like, I'm adopted. They are both working in this factory. Robert is a part of the immigrant workers that want to strike against the factory that they work for that happens to be Ivor's father's factory.
Oh, plot twist.
And at the same time, Robert and Ivor are starting to develop feelings for each other and push and pull. And it's a beautiful story.
Is this a drama?
It is a drama.
Am I gonna cry?
It's definitely gonna make you cry.
I'm gonna get my mascara.
But it's a slow burn. Like their relationship is like it's like a lot of like.
Is this like a good Sunday afternoon? Saturday afternoon movie? Like
yes.
A nice.
I would watch it good Saturday afternoon. I would also, it has a happy ending, but I would follow it up with something bright. So on the bright side, there is this cute high school drama movie called My Partner.
Dang, I ain't caught this one either.
So yeah, it's not.
Wait a minute, is this Netflix? Wait a minute.
Can you see My Partner on Netflix? No, you can only see My Partner on Tubi.
I thought I saw a promo for this. My teenage, right?
Yes, it's two high school teenagers. My Partner explores the relationship between Edmar, a high-achieving Filipino student, and Pili, a native Hawaiian student athlete, as they navigate teenage love and self-growth in Hawaii. Their journey reflects the complexities of Hawaii's evolving cultural landscape. This marks the first time the boy love genre has been portrayed through a modern Hawaiian story, offering a unique take.
Come on, Polynesia!
A unique take on love and identity in Hawaii cinema. So
I bet it was beautiful.
It is really beautiful. It's a lot of subtitles, because they do end up speaking several different languages. And
I feel that. I'm here for it.
It does a lot of highlighting the Filipino population living in Hawaii and how those two histories start to meld in their cultures.
That's actually really interesting.
And first of all, they're kind of like from two different groups of friend groups that don't like each other.
Plot twist.
They're from two different friend groups that don't like each other. And then in their history class, their teacher ends up partnering them on a school project where they have to talk about their cultures. And in this whole developing a presentation about their cultures together, they're exposed to having to be exposed to each other's families. So one goes to one person's house, or the other one goes to the other one's house.
I like this. This sounds very cute.
It's a development of this. They get to see each other's lives. And the funny part about this story is that the conflict is not about coming out. Neither one of the lead characters actually state or are identifying a sexuality at the beginning of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
What they're starting to slowly even though one of the characters is dating a girl, what they're starting to realize in their interactions is that they're starting to have feelings for each other. And like the slow burn and the development of the story is them finally admitting to themselves and to each other that they're having feelings for each other.
Oh my God, that's actually really great. That's really great.
And it wasn't like they were like, the slow burn was because I don't want anybody to see us, because their friend groups, which were all boys around them, they were like, you guys like each other. Like there was like, why don't we gonna leave y'all alone because y'all stop playing. They were like, no, y'all
like
need to
see it.
Everybody can see it. Y'all like each other, and so it's not about coming out.
I think,
which feels
really beautiful about that.
Which feels really beautiful.
I think I've been a problem in like young queer, teenage queer stories is like it's the race to the coming out. It's the race to like the first sexual moment. It's all these races, and it's like I think sometimes we misunderstand teenagers. As just being a lifelong educator, it's like sometimes it's not about all of that shit. It's just I can admit this to myself, and I'm feeling brave that I can admit this to you, and we can park it.
Yeah,
it's
literally about
that's something very beautiful and like sacred.
It's really the whole like development of the story is them trying to figure out, am I feeling something for this person?
Right.
Or I'm not supposed to like this person. In fact, they get on my nerves.
Right. But it's not, I don't like them for reasons that are like detrimental. I don't like them because maybe I don't like you or my circle doesn't like you. It's not because I don't want to admit that like I don't get stuck in because you're a guy.
Well, they originally don't like each other because both of them are prideful. Both of them were like,
which is so great to see them deal with pride. I love this.
So yeah,
I just think that I want to, if I could just point out, like, imagine if we had access to a movie like this when we were younger.
Okay.
I'm 16 and I'm just watching and keep the movie the same way. It's not about black people, but if I could have just had seen
this movie,
queer or developing queer emotions and feelings would have looked like or could have felt like, even in Hawaii, like that would have been so impactful. And I'm saying this because I want the brunchers to hear like just how important these stories are. And I'll probably say it again at the end, but it's important that don't only preach to the choir. I think we're sharing these films like this, like for our brunchers who have teenagers. Y'all should be watching films like this together because they are cute. And not only that, even if I'm not saying you're putting anything on your child, but I also think about them going out in the world and connecting with people they may call friend or have some other connection to, and if they could just understand their stories a little better, those interactions might go a little better, and those relationships might go a little stronger. And plus, you should be normalizing this.
Yes, absolutely.
In your home. So I love this film. I'm going to watch it. It's my partner.
This is also one of these films. Let me think about it. Yeah. I feel like there's been a few of them, but I feel like The Partner is something that like kids and parents would be comfortable watching with each other.
I love that. That's why it felt that way when you were describing this film. This really sounds like something like a family could watch.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, this is one of, I think that.
And it doesn't sound like it's a heavy lift.
Yeah, it's not. That and Single, actually, it's not a heavy lift at all. It's not. That and Single All the Way is probably, those are the two.
I agree.
Cicada.
Yes.
I love Cicada.
I thought it was excellent.
I love these two people that have some very heavy issues that they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And as they are dealing with their own issues, the relationship is a source of strength to go further into dealing with their stuff.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
This is a movie that the relationship is not the conflict. The relationship is becoming the solve for the conflict.
It's like the work that needs to go into the relationship becomes like the relationship becomes the backtrack to the work that they're doing.
Yes.
Am I making sense?
Absolutely.
I love this. Yeah, this film was great.
Yes. So I really enjoyed
that was a good
Cicada.
one.
Cicada is there. I would not suggest you watch this with your kids.
Oh, yeah, no, don't do that. Don't
no,
do that.
like that first 15
No,
minutes.
no.
Honey,
Make sure they sleep. You hear me? Knock the hell out.
I was like, yes, get tested regularly because there was a lot of people.
He
was lining these bodies.
They came out the gate swinging on this film. It eased back.
It eased back.
But Ubi.
So we have. I think I mentioned this movie before. This Red, White, and Royal Blue. I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, it was
very
a cute
popular
one.
movie on Amazon Plus.
That's a little family one. They come out with a
knows
sequel.
This one. Yes, I do. Which they should.
They really should.
There is My Fake Boyfriend on
Yes.
Amazon. Another Amazon movie starring Keenan Lonsdale and Dylan Sprouse. Keenan Lonsdale and Dylan Sprouse play best friends.
It was actually really cute.
Yeah, as Dylan Sprouse is trying to break up with his boyfriend. As Keenan Lonsdale is trying to break up with his boyfriend, his best friend Dylan creates a fake boyfriend for him in order for him to get rid of
I think this is a cute date night movie.
Yes.
It gives very much date night.
It is. That is a date night movie.
It's
Good
so
job.
fun. Yeah.
Thank you for labeling that one for me. Fire Island. That I'm not going to go in the description for that. Y'all, Fire Island got all the press,
I will say,
honey.
you sold me on this. I was not going to give it a shot until you said something, and I'm actually really glad that I did.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, everybody's in this. Zane Phillips, Joel Kim Booster, Bowen Yang.
If you want to invite all your good squirrel friends to come over and hang out, you can put this one.
Yeah, this is a good girls' night.
Yeah, just girls hanging
movie.
out.
Yeah, that's a good one. We have The Thing About Harry.
Now, talk to me about this one a little bit.
Okay, so
I don't know this one.
The Thing About Harry stars Grey's Anatomy's Jake Borelli.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Nico Toho plays Harry Turpin, and Jake Borelli plays Sam Baselli. And Sam has to go, back home for a high school friend's wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and Henry, Henry and Sam both went to the same high school and are going to the same college, are asked to ride back together for the wedding. And in the ride back to the wedding, Sam starts to express how much of a dick Harry was in high school and how much you made my life in hell and bullied me because I was gay. And Harry in the ride and the trip says, I was really wrong for that, gives him a valid apology and explains the reason that I did that was because I was trying not to be found out because I'm pansexual.
Plot twist.
And so I believe the conflict is about allowing themselves to be vulnerable to like each other. That's
interesting. Now, what I
because
didn't get from the trailer is this dramedy?
It is a dramedy, yes.
Okay, I couldn't get the beat on it.
It is a dramedy. Sam is basically like, you were the hot guy in high school, and now I feel like we're vibing a little bit.
But they were dealing with it on a serious level, though.
You're like, we're vibing a little bit, but at the same time, we're going to be friends because you can't possibly really like me as much as I like you, so I'm not going to let myself like you.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely giving me teenage, not teenage, like a little college throwback.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you I'm not going to let myself like you.
Oh, that does sound like a dramedy.
It is cute. It is, but it's a cute movie.
Okay. Still gives cute.
Moonlight, I don't have to explain that. You guys.
Moonlight.
If you have not seen
Moonlight.
Moonlight.
Stop even playing in my face.
Stop playing. If you have not seen Oscar.
That's my whole heart. That movie takes my whole heart.
Oscar-winning Moonlight. I don't know what you're waiting on.
I love that film.
Breaking Fast. I've talked about this movie before.
Yes, you have.
So if you haven't heard me talk about it, you go back on Gay Shit. You can hear about Breaking Fast.
Yes, that was a good one. I actually watched that, y'all. Yeah, actually, you should go back to that Gay Shit episode because a lot of stuff that you suggested, I went back and watched, and it was. You don't miss. You really don't miss. When he tell you, but when Roger tell you don't watch something, girl, don't watch that shit.
You can find Breaking Fast on Tubi.
He got me watching Tubi. I love it.
So right, and I'm like, what? Let me find out about all these queer things.
And you said that too. Like, let me find out Miss Tubi.
Miss Tubi got some stuff. Now, this movie I saw on Tubi, but I've definitely seen this movie before. Mixed feelings. It's a romance drama. There is a serious trauma scene in the movie.
Like disclaimer level shit.
There's a sexual assault in the movie.
What's this movie?
It's called Love, but it's spelled Loev.
Oh,
yes.
Loev, love.
But it's still pronounced love.
High as shit.
Love centers the back and forth friendship relationship between two friends. One is Sahil and the other one is Jai. Sahil and Jai have been, both friends. They've been growing up in India. All right. So the two friends grew up in their life together in India.
Okay.
And they go away for a friend's like wedding. They meet in a hotel. And there's this back and forth, push and pull like relationship going on. The problem is this is a coming out story. The problem is that Sahil is not coming to terms. Jahai is not coming to terms with his feelings or his sexuality and is willing to come out of the closet. And that becomes a huge conflict. But Sahil, respects Jai's wishes and moves on with his life and starts
That's very real too. That's a very real story.
Develop a relationship for someone else, and Jai's feelings start to become a problem for their friendship because he's jealous of Sahil's new relationship.
The jealous. Okay, I actually able to watch this. Okay, this one's called Love.
But this one,
it's mid.
It's a well done movie. It's the only trauma, intense movie that I'm putting on the list. It's not one of those good times. You're not gonna watch it over and over and over again, but it's a good watch. It's a good film. The performances are really, really, really beautiful. Okay. The lead actor that plays Sahil, Dhruv Ganesh, gives this amazing performance. And his last performance, he died a few months after the movie was released.
Oh, wow. That's so sad.
An illness. And however, this movie is a great piece of work that will live long past him.
Oh, I absolutely love
that keeps him alive because he gives a really beautiful performance in this movie, almost as if he knew this was going to be his last performance.
Wow. Okay.
It's that type of performance, and it's really beautiful.
I love that.
The intensity of their feelings is really beautiful. The decisions they make around this thing, well, specifically the decisions that Jai make around this, back and forth, become extremely problematic and trauma-inducing. But what they do with their feelings after that is also very healing and interesting.
You know what? I wrote it down and I'm going to check it out because I think to your point earlier, the list that you constructed, that's also a way to tell a love story. Love stories can be harsh, they can be rough. They can have some stuff to it, and I love that it's included to balance it out because I think they wouldn't create these movies if people really didn't get into it, right? Mm-hmm. We just want to make sure that every film isn't saturated with that. So I love the fact that it sounds like it takes place in India. Mm-hmm. So we get this, just to see a different culture, way of life, setting, how they wrestle with some of the same emotions and choices that we have.
This movie has subtitles too, but not as many.
I'm so proud of you with your subtitle game on this list.
I try to do some foreign films and trying to expand.
I am really impressed.
My viewership. I'm trying to be culture.
You trying to be culture red.
I'm trying to be culture red. So my last movie, my favorite movie on this entire list. Okay. I'm saying it last because I don't have an order for anything else on this list, but this one is number one.
What is it?
This movie is called Naz and Malik. Nas and Malik is this beautiful, beautiful story about two closeted teens from Bed-Stuy, New York, both black and Muslim.
That's what this is about?
And they hawk goods across Brooklyn and struggle to come clean about their sexual identity.
I think I scrolled past this.
Yes, there is.
Oh, I didn't know. This is cool.
There's a story plot in the movie that is, compared to the rest of the movie, not written well. It feels like a little like, it starts to get like kind of preachy rather than, yes, this adds nuance to what's happening to their lives.
Okay.
At this point in time. But
without giving it too much away though, then what makes it your favorite? We're dealing
with, so this movie was in 2016, but it is dealing with what young Muslims' lives were closer to New York after 9/11.
Okay, now. That's some heavy shit.
So, like, the over-policing.
Yeah.
Like, not just because they're black, but also because they're visibly Muslim is an added layer. Like, they're not just being trailed by the police. They're being tracked by Homeland Security, too. So that part is in there. And I feel like I guess because they were trying to keep it light, because it calls itself a comedy romance. So they're trying to keep that part of the movie light, but it just felt a little clumsy.
Okay.
That part.
Okay.
But the rest of it, like this back and forth between these two actors. Okay, so Nas and Malik star a young Kerwin Johnson Jr. and Curtis Cook Jr. These two young actors, I have not seen them in a lot of other things. I think most of their work is independent films. I believe Curtis Cook was in the Wu-Tang American Saga. He played mathematics. Kerwin Johnson, I've not seen him in a lot of things. Like, Nas and Malik was probably the only thing of note that I've actually seen
today. Okay.
Yeah, today. But this young black queer, like two black teenage boys falling in love in Brooklyn, New York. Honey, my heart melts every time I watch this movie.
Oh my God.
It is so sweet.
I love this.
How they talk to each other, how they deal with like ups and downs of relationship, like the little teenage relationship shit that happen to teenagers, like they're going through as they're trying to navigate New York City, trying to be their own little entrepreneurs. Oh. And it is, I adore this movie so much. So
what, okay, would this be like, it doesn't sound too family type. Would this be a date movie?
It is. This is a date movie. It's a date movie. And like, it's
giving cute date movie.
It's giving cute date movie. It is.
Even with some stuff in it.
It calls itself a comedy drama, but like some stuff, I was like, y'all.
That shit ain't funny.
I was like, y'all, this is too much. Like, them.
Don't they? Because I ain't seen it yet.
We don't need it, but it's kind of funny.
But now, okay, so that's going to the top of the list. Okay, so look at that. Check yourself out.
I might cut that part out. But anyway.
You better not cut that part out.
So that concludes my list.
Oh my God.
So I want you guys to get all of these things. These things are all streaming on all the streaming platforms. There's a lot of them are on free
streaming platforms.
Free streaming platforms. So you can find these everywhere. I think the only one you'll have to like pay to watch is the first one that I mentioned on the list because it just came out in 2024, which is High Tide.
High Tide, yeah.
But everything else, you can watch it, stream it. And, everybody's talking about these DVDs. I'm pushing. Go get yourself a 4K DVD or whatever the highest
not a 4K DVD.
The Blu-ray 4K.
I'm not doing this.
DVD player.
We're not.
And get your DVDs because these movies might be disappearing. People are finding out.
Girl, all I need y'all to do
the movies that they love
baby,
so much.
We're not gonna do that. You're gonna get you a nice computer with your nice hard drive. You're gonna just torrent that bad boy over to the computer.
Or you can torrent them over to the computer. I'm saying get the DVDs because the qualities I've been hearing lots of things like we're not used to good quality television, like the picture quality, because it's not the same as
I'm not messing with y'all in no damn DVDs.
It's
I
not
can
the
find
same
the quality, girl.
It's not the same as streaming. I promise. Look,
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying if you need to hold on to a film, you can find. You just got to update your PC. Okay, I talk to the people. That's my nerd shit.
And what I'm saying is that in a few years, especially stories of color, you may not be able to rely on streaming or keep them on your hard drives.
You remember when? How long ago did you have to go back to your people's house and they had Roots, the VHS tapes?
Okay,
all 2,500 of them. And guess
whose house had a DVD of it as soon as it came out?
As soon as
okay,
Blu-ray,
okay, as soon as it came out,
got the 8-disc set,
first time released on DVD. Yes, I'm gonna get this grainy pictures on this DVD.
My God, I can't even with you. Okay,
okay.
Okay, but seriously, y'all, go back through this episode particularly. I think when you're talking about the genres of it, right? Roger, thank you so much for putting this list together. I think you offered a lot of just fun stuff, high stuff, cute stuff, deep stuff, culturally relevant stuff. And I think it just behooves us to continue to do this as we continue this series. So I just want to say thank you for this. I saw like only half of them. So I appreciate that. I thought I was good, but you caught me with my partner in Norwegian Dream. I'm going back to that one. I'm going back to those.
And let me not forget to mention that I will be posting this on our Instagram, on our social media.
Yeah. See, he's amazing. Oh, and please, if there was a film that wasn't covered, please send us a text or drop us in the comments. Tell us, we missed. Here's another great queer film that I watched, that I love, and just drop it in here too, because I have to run home and watch Nas and Malik, because I wish y'all could have just seen Roger's face. He was smiling ear to ear as he was talking about, and this was the only one out of the entire list where you were just grinning so hard, and like that's the kind of feeling you want. I'm going for that movie, so thank you so much. But yeah, don't forget, send us a text or drop us in the comments your favorite gay film as well.
And I think that's all we have today.
That was great.
All right, so what do you want to tell people?
I want to tell people, listen, go out in the world, be good or be good at it.
And I want you to know that you are enough just as you are. Mm-hmm. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Ooh, I am high. I'm so sorry. I did all that. I was high talking. Oh, wait. We still